Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We have two billionaires getting at it, or how should I put it, criticizing one another, or better put, one of them feeling the need to insert himself in the other billionaire's business and, saying bullshit, and that is Bill Gates and Elon Musk, the two. I don't like either of them, just to start with that, especially Bill Gates. With Elon Musk, watched some of his, nonsense that I observed before. I was not impressed, let's put it. Bill Gates, never impressed by Bill Gates. And moreover, after he started becoming political, especially with the COVID, the vaccine and all that, and I realized what is going on with him, I said, no, you are not on the side of the good. Let's put it this way. And the other one, Musk, I didn't care for. I said, well, he's like a goofy guy, whatever, good investor, and I don't know much about him. Then when he said about Twitter, he said this, he said that. He got a Twitter, he said this. He scored some points for my pleasure, or in the pleasure department. But he's not like a champion for me whatsoever. He has to go a long way to become a champion for whatever he is trying to think that he's a champion. But he's a positive move. He is a positive move, has a positive asset. Let's put it this way. He's an asset, I think, for freedom of speech. Okay? And because he's got so much money and he doesn't give a fuck if he's losing some here and some there, it seems like for instance Kanye West, the same. But now they're gonna attack him, but he's got one. He was a billionaire at 1.1 billion point something, and now he's like, I don't know how many hundreds of millions he has. The same with this guy. This guy got, I don't know how many billions. He's not gonna get to 20 millions pretty soon. So he can take a chance, even if he's losing here and there. He's got enough money, connections, and everything else to stay, still very wealthy. So he can afford shitting on this weasel's ass and face. We have this Bill Gates, on the other hand, who never impressed me with anything. I listened to him before to form an opinion on this guy, and I wasn't impressed. I think he was actually very dull, very cage-like, box-like, like a very much a nerd, very much nerd, but not a genius nerd, a nerd, like maybe I insult nerds, maybe a guy who has that's the way we used to say when we were playing soccer or we were doing something, you have two left hands. That means, because usually people where I come from were right-handed, and it was a stigma to be left-handed, and in school, if you were left-handed, start writing with left hand, they would make you write with the right hand. They would beat you up until you change and you have to write with the right hand. That's the way it was there. I'm not gonna go into that now, but anyway, it was the culture over there said you got two left legs, that means you don't know how to play soccer, or you got two left hands, you don't know how to fix things, you're not handy. So for me, he's a guy with the two left hands. And anyway, so what's happening here with this guy? What actually happened? This article comes from Sputnik, from the Russians, and is from today, the 20th of December 2022. Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates criticizes Musk's approach to running Twitter. All right. So that guy tells the other guy how to run Twitter. Why? I tell you why. Because since this weasel called Bill Gates became so political and so interested in certain kind of things, like the land that you can plant things on it. So since he became he's the biggest landowner, arable landowner or something in the United States or something like that, all of a sudden, and he's with eating all kind of bugs and don't eat this and don't eat that. This guy is dangerous. Besides, he's got the Melinda Gates and Bill Gates Foundation, which I don't know if he's still there since she left him because he squeaky. And he might have some connections with the guy who killed himself, Epstein. You remember that guy, or Epstein? Another kosher guy who, oh my God, poor guy. And now is Giselle, another kosher woman, in trouble, but he might have paid some visits to the Paradise Island or whatever that was called. So we have a billionaire entrepreneur. Elon Musk's intuitive approach to running social media platform Twitter is, and I'm quoting, steering things up. US billionaire and Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates said on Tuesday. So he's steering things up. He likes the boat to stay as it is and doesn't want the boat to rock. So I'm quoting Mr. I think is Gates, right? I think certainly the Twitter situation is steering things up. That instead of an objective set of measures done by a broad group of people like you, you're sort of seeing seat of the pants type activity. Gates said in an interview with the US media. So Gates, who's the boss, he wants an objective set of measures done by a group. Okay, he likes committees, like, because he runs his things like as a committee, and he likes that a lot. He likes to make decisions with people equal with him. You know what I mean? Like a committee. Not he's the boss. No. But others to do it. He doesn't want to do that. And besides, he wants it now in an objective. Well, I hope he's going to do it in an objective way, Bill. And when we find out things in an objective way, probably going to be too old to be held accountable. And since you still have your buddies in power, they will not punish you for the objectivity of evidence that maybe will just come up now. How about that? Is that why you just try to Because the objective evidence will come to the surface and you will be pointed fingers about, I don't know, who knows, people, minors and shit. Anyway, according to Gates, social media platforms should prioritize containing the circulation of materials destabilizing public safety. We have that in as a law. If you threaten someone, the law will come and get you and arrest you and indict you, convict you, and you're gonna be punished for that, okay? And if you're not responsible, then you're gonna learn how to be responsible. And if you can't learn to be responsible, that means you're not mature enough. And then we have to protect ourselves from your actions. And you know what that means, correct? Yes. What do we do with irresponsible people who commit crime? Yeah, you incarcerate them. And they will earn their incarceration. You make a mistake, you break the law. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be? You rehabilitate them. Wait, you can't do that. Now, and I'm quoting, social media platforms need to focus on the things that incite riots or lead to huge misconceptions about the safety of vaccines or masks or those types of things. Did you hear where he was hitting vaccines or masks? Hey, I can't, you see, Bill, because of your bullshit, I can't say what I think about these things. I can't say that. I'm afraid to give my opinion, because if I give my opinion, I will be sanctioned. Just giving my opinion, whatever I know about these things. Because remember, Bill, nobody knows everything and people change their mind. And I know a guy, I think he's a virologist. I think he changed his mind about the masks a few times, if you remember. So who spread misconceptions, my boy? And about the vaccines, I don't want to talk about them. So, on Monday, Musk launched a Twitter poll asking users whether he should resign as a chief executive officer of the social media platform and pledging to abide by the results of the vote. The poll closed with over 17.5 million users having participated in it. Around 57.5% of users voted in favor of Musk's resignation, with just 42.5% voting against it. That's a way to get out of it, I'm telling you, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because Biden said, yeah, I will do that as long as I find a crazy enough person to take my place in this with Twitter. He said, I will do it. That's a way of saying, well, I'm here not because I want, but as soon as I find someone to replace me, I will, move my toys and I will go somewhere in another sandbox. Before posting the informal post on the potential stepping down as the head of Twitter, Musk tweeted that from now on there will be a vote for major policy changes only the social media platform. Tweeted that from now on there will be a vote for major policy changes on the social media platform. I like that. In late October, Musk's finalized, blah, 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 we know that one. So, that's what I thought. Major things. Why don't you start with illegal immigration? Let's start with that one and have a poll. And we can start with, I don't know, if I pretend I'm, let's say, George Washington, should I be respected as being that? Or if I feel today that I'm President Biden, should people give me that? Like if I just go towards the White House and I say, I'm President Biden, I feel like, and I identify as. Should I be left in and be? But what if we have, I don't know, 3 million who identify as Joseph Biden and walk into the White House? Should they be recognized? And their identification should be like whatever you identify as should be respected as we were required in other circumstances. Why not? What if I feel like I'm I don't know, I'm not white, let's say, I pretend I'm something else. Why not be respected? What if I say actually right now I'm a minor, and then I would say I'm a senior? You know, when I go to a concert, I go to a, you know, some theater, and I say, you know what, I want a senior discount. Why? I identify as 89. Who are you to tell me that I am not feeling like that? I feel like I'm 89. And then when I go somewhere else, I go, I'm a minor. I would like to go to the locker room. You know what I mean? Things like this. How about that perversions? No? Why? So yeah, I would like some votes on that too. I would like some votes on many policies, but important policies. This that I just mentioned should not be important because they are very small. Should be not important. There are many others that are really affect our lives. Really, these are just put to the forefront for certain kind of reasons. Because if you take how many are in that kind of category, you don't find it's a big problem. It's made to be a big problem, but it's not. Why? By the numbers and the consequences. All right, and in many other results. We have fentanyl crisis in the United States where hundreds of thousands of people die. I think 100 and some thousand people died last year of fentanyl. And tell me about how they call it, white terrorist supremacy, something like that. Or talk about oh my God, it's a not crime wave, the guns control and all that. How many people died of gun control, and how many people died? How many mass murders? As bad as they are, how many were there over there? Are they with the fentanyl overdose? No, they don't even touch that. And many other, so much, oh my God, we have a problem with transgenders being targeted. As bad as it is, there are laws against harassment and all that. And how many are, what are the fatalities? I'm not going to wait for fatalities. But there are 100,000 people, I think it was 120,000 people died last year of overdose, fentanyl overdose. Is that another crisis? You don't even hear about it. If it's not for Tucker Carlson talking about it from time to time, you don't hear about it. But you hear about what kind of toilets should use who and what. Because if you take them and try to see, okay, how many? Oh my God, it was that mass murder, stupidity with that bar, the homosexual bar, who the guy came in and killed and so was subdued. And did you see what happened? The whole country was in a day of remembrance, and oh my God, you see that? How many people died of fentanyl compared with those guys? That was bad. That was horrible. All right, so that's it. But how many? Nobody cares about those guys. Why? How come? How come? Some groups, some people facilitate the development, the delivery, the use of those drugs. Is there a war against that? No, it's a war against if I can cut my cock off and put some boobs on. What the fuck? Big problems versus this kind of problems, okay? Or the immigration, illegal immigration. Every time when they talk about immigration, don't hear immigration. I was an immigrant. No, I'm talking about illegal immigration, not legal immigration. It's a different. Legal immigration, you get vetted. You get checked in your ass. No, I wasn't, but anyway. You get all that to find out who's who, what's what. You don't let everybody come over here like that. And I wouldn't. I would allow only people that I know they will be productive members of the society. Or not get people here that, what are you going to do with these guys? You don't even know who's who, what's what. What do you bring in this country? I want to know. I want to know who you are. You don't let in your house, whomever wants to enter comes in your house. No, you want to know who the hell, you leave only your friends in your house. People that you know. Or the police officers if they have a warrant. Or FBI kicks the door in. You have to let them in. Even if you're like, who that? Who that? Oh, my bad. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm unarmed. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So Bill Gates is a fucking weasel. That's what he is. And he's part of the establishment. Big time. Big time. See what hurt him the most? Well, that was a Russian article, but that they used his words. It was in quotation mark. The vaccines and the mask, that's what mattered for him. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.